Free Health, your own NHS, Natural Health Service. An introduction to lifestyle medicine. What is health? This is a question I've been trying to answer for 40 years. Is it what's left over after we have removed all diseases? Is it mainly based on the genes our parents gave us? Is it based on some complicated lifestyle rules we must follow? Is it the same as fitness? Should it be the norm for most of us? Is there a way for us to get healthy, vital and active life towards a better and healthier nation? The NHS, our National Health Service, was a wonderful concept that transformed the lives of millions when it was set up 75 years ago. Today, as a health service, it is broken. There are at least four main reasons for its sad collapse. 1. It's just too big to be managed well. I recommend you read The Eternal Venture Spirit by Tatesi, COO of Omron, an international company that suffered this problem and overcame it. 2. It has devoted most of its effort on pathology and little on ethology. 3. It has taught most of the population health is not their responsibility, but the job of their doctor or surgeon to fix them. And 4. It's dominated by Big Pharma that funds most research. A real health assessment. When did your GP last check your breathing quality? When did your GP last check your diet? When did your GP last check your structural integrity? And when did your GP last check your stress and mental health? You don't need to answer these questions because for most of us the answer would be rarely or never. But don't blame the doctors. Most were never taught much about health at medical school, and they are required to follow the strict protocol laid down, and any deviation threatens their future livelihood. Health, the best protection against disease. I like an analogy to the business world that I was once closely involved with as a management consultant. Can you imagine a business world where the best-selling books had the following titles: How not to go bankrupt, How to avoid lower sales, How to avoid losses? No. I think the bestsellers would include How to succeed in business, How to grow your business, The secret of successful healthy business. So why should it not be so for our healthy living? 500 billion breaths. Our first breath heralds our arrival on planet Earth. Our last, our departure from the physical world. And in between, all mammals, that includes you and me, breathe the same number of breaths, about 500 billion. The busy little shrew lives about a year. He breathes 300 to 800 breaths per minute. Some whales, if not killed by us, may live to over 150 years, as they breathe only 3 to 5 breaths per minute. Also remember, we can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, but only 3 minutes without air. So maybe it matters how you and I breathe more than we thought. Lifespan of mammals related to their respiratory rate. Here we see a whole list of mammals from whales down to our shrew with the breathing rate and breaths per minute and their lifespan. And then if we multiply the lifespan by the breathing rate, the average of this comes out about 700 breaths in 700 million breaths in a lifetime. So this is the reason why we should breathe quietly and slowly and have a long, healthy life. Breathing myths. Deep breathing is good for you. You will get more oxygen the more you breathe. Carbon dioxide is a deadly gas. We all breathe normally without having to think about it. Some truths. Overbreathing or hyperventilation is the cause or associated with most diseases and illnesses. Hyperventilation is the new pandemic in the West. Carbon dioxide is essential for life. We all need just the right amount for health. We all have an automatic system that controls the rate of breathing and carbon dioxide levels perfectly, but it can go wrong. The perfect man breathes as though he is not breathing. Lao Tzu, 4th century BC. Lao Tzu is claimed to have lived to 160 years old. Perhaps he only breathed 5 breaths per minute. The more you breathe, the closer you are to death. The less you breathe, the longer you will live. Konstantin Buteyko, 1923 to 2003. Better breathing means better health. The Buteyko method of breath training was developed by Professor Konstantin Buteyko, a Ukrainian doctor. Poor breathing is a new pandemic in the West. 75% of us breathe badly, over-breathing or hyperventilating that can cause or be associated with over 100 diseases. Check your own breathing. The simplest test of quality of your breathing is the Buteyko method controlled pause. One way of checking this is simply like this. Ensure you're sitting comfortably and relaxed. Keep your mouth closed and only breathe through your nose. Take a breath in through the nose, breathe out through your nose and gently hold your nose and set a timer or stopwatch. Hold your breath until you feel the need to breathe in again. Release the nose and breathe in through your nose. Check how long you were able to hold your breath. That was your controlled pause. Remember, it's the maximum comfortable breath hold after exhaling when at rest. You can also check it with a video timer on the next slide. In order to use this video timer, you will click on the wording control pause. It'll take you to a YouTube video which gives you the instructions and also times your breath hold whilst you are doing the test. Simply follow the instructions, and you can do this whenever you want to by going back to the same video unit on the YouTube. So now you know what your controlled pause is. How good is your breathing? And as you see here from the chart, if you have hit the 45 to 60 seconds comfortable breath hold, your breathing is excellent and you have very little to worry about. On the other hand, 35 to 45 seconds is slight over-breathing. 25 to 35 seconds moderate hyperventilation will start to show up symptoms and health problems. 20 to 25 seconds, definitely this is starting to affect your health. And when you get as low as 15 to 20 seconds, then the CO2 levels in the body are quite low, and this is serious hyperventilation. Most asthmatics and people with breathing problems will be in this region. 10 to 15 seconds is severe hyperventilation, and under 10 seconds is critical poor breathing. All these figures can be improved with breath training. And this is a remarkable thing, that although our breathing is automatic, we don't have to think about it, we can, in fact, with a little effort, retrain it to be better. So, start improving your breathing. A. Be aware of your breathing. Take moments to relax and breathe calmly. Try always to breathe through your nose and not your mouth. Try to breathe with your belly and not your upper chest. And tape at night. B. Read my free book, The Breath Connection, or buy my small book, The Buteyko Guide to Better Breathing, which is an adjunct to the free podcast, Better Breathing Means Better Health. So on C, you can listen to the free podcast, Better Breathing Means Better Health, on all major podcasts, or just click on the point here. And there is another one for asthmatics, which has the red flags and things to beware of for asthmatics trying to improve their breathing. A new wonder drug, or just food for thought? If we could take a pill that would reverse heart disease, would protect you against strokes, would reverse diabetes or protect you from it, would fix your weight problems, would improve your mental and physical health, would reduce or eliminate the need of drugs, would cut your need for medical attention, it would be great, but we can't. The alternative is at the end of your fork. The world's finest diet. You can check your diet yourself here. click on the 4-leaf survey. This will take you onto the internet survey. The 4-leaf survey measures the percentage of calories you get from whole plant-based food. How good is your diet? The scores from the 4-leaf survey test will give you a score which is either plus or minus up to 40. If it's minus nearly 40, then you are in health problem area. If it's plus 40, you are eating a very sensible, good diet. And you're taking advice from Hippocrates, who said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." So precisely what does the 4-leaf survey score mean? You see down the left side there the net points on the survey, and whether you are a 4-leaf person or a 1-leaf person or less. It gives you a good estimate of the percentage of calories you're getting from whole plant foods, and also it gives you an estimate of the possible health risks of disease from your diet, and also where you are in the percentage of the population. Understanding your diet. Does your diet provide all the vitamins you need? Does your diet mix give you the adequate fiber? Does your diet give you more cholesterol and fat than you need? Does your diet mix give you the maximum nutrient density? This table allows you to check the nutritional content of any diet you may be following. Structure governs function. Our beautiful, amazing and complex mechanical structure we call our body is a result of millions of years of design and development. Does it matter then how it's put together, or whether the mechanical misalignments are there? I like a motoring analogy. If I took my car into a garage complaining that the tyres were wearing out too quickly and difficult to steer, would I be happy if my mechanic told me my tracking was out of alignment and that I should simply drive the car in circles to try and fix it? I would expect him to offer to adjust the tracking. It makes sense that we should treat our bodies at least as well as our cars. This means for most of us, we really need help from physical therapists when the mechanics get out of alignment. We can't fix a wheel alignment or back alignment with a pill. So the table above gives you some idea of that not only you may have a discomfort in a part of the back, but how that's affecting other parts, other organs of the body in ways which we don't think about very often. Water, the foundation of life and health. You're not sick, you're thirsty. Remember, we can survive 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water, so perhaps we should give water intake more attention. Some myths in medicine. A dry mouth is the only sign of dehydration. The truth is, a dry mouth is the very last sign of dehydration. Water is a simple liquid. Water is a remarkable, truly unique fluid. It is life-sustaining and health-promoting. The body can regulate water needs and intake. Our perception of thirst is not reliable. As we get older, it fails us. Any fluid can replace water. Most other fluids, tea, coffee, fizzy drinks, alcohol, etc., not only do not replace water, but cause water loss. Some facts. Every 24 hours the body recycles equivalent to 40,000 glasses of water. Every day the body becomes short of 6 to 10 glasses of water. We all need about half our weight in pounds as fluid ounces of water per day for good hydration, or our weight in kilograms divided by 30 as litres of water per day. Advice. Drink water before eating. Always drink water when thirsty, even during a meal. Drink water 2 to 3 hours after a meal. Drink water first thing in the morning to correct for loss during sleep. Drink water before exercising to prepare for sweating. Drink more water if constipated. 2 to 3 glasses in the morning act as a good laxative. This is based on the lifetime's research by Dr. Batman Jeldi. your guide to how much water you need. This is a table giving you your weight in pounds or kilos and your ideal water intake in fluid ounces or litres or glasses of water per day. This comes as a surprise to most people that they find they are not drinking an adequate amount of water. Stress and mindfulness. In today's modern world, mental problems of anxiety, depression and stress are ever increasing among young and old. Perhaps the main cause of our modern environment. This environmental influence begins not just from birth but even from conception. There is a rapid simple test of stress called the Lucia Colour test that is part of my full health assessment I give. However, there is a close relationship between how we cope with our normal stresses of modern living and our breathing quality. Most literature on mindfulness emphasizes this relationship, and breath training is an essential part of most ancient Eastern health systems. If we learn how to breathe normally, this alone reduces the impact of stress and the primitive fight-flight response. A calm person breathes gently, a stressed person will breathe excessively and suffer from chronic hidden hyperventilation. The additional benefit from better breathing habits is that my research has shown that as we breathe better, we begin to eat better, and as we improve our diet, we begin to breathe better. Family and community. The basis of health? The Peckham experiment, 1930 to 1950s. The Peckham experiment was an investigation into the nature of health and what influence our family and social environment has on it. It operated from the Pioneer Health Centre, a purpose-built centre, where Drs. Scott Williamson and Innes Pierce observed families interacting freely in a social setting. The experiment concluded that health is more than just an absence of disease. It identified the crucial role played by the environment in promoting health, and almost without exception, every family's health improved by all medical measures. The biology of belief, genes or mind. We have, for the past 20 or so years, been researching the impact of genes on our health and our living. The work done by Dr. Bruce Lipton has transformed the thinking that we are not governed by our genes as we thought. The biology of belief, genes or mind. Medicine is still practiced by flat earthers because the teaching of medicine is still based on Newtonian thinking and has not embraced the 21st century physics of quantum mechanics. Since the discovery of genes, most research has been dominated by the belief that we are victims or benefactors of the genes we inherit. There are exceptions that include much of the modern diagnostic equipment that is based in modern physics. The truth is our health and our life outcomes are not governed by our genes, but by our environment and beliefs. This was the conclusion reached after extensive research by Dr. Bruce Lipton in his pioneering research in this field. Your conclusions and your plan. This presentation is based on my 40 years of trying to discover the origin and nature of healthy living. I have drawn all my lessons from far greater minds than mine, and believe I have been no more than a reaper of this abundant harvest. I would like you to share this harvest to help you towards a healthy, vital and active long life. Over the past years I've produced a large library of health-promoting literature and media. Most of it is free for anyone to use and includes free e-books, free podcasts and free health news, and notes for this talk. All this material is available on my website www.totalhealthmatters.co.uk. Feel free to read and use. So, looking at 2024 New Year's resolutions and having watched this video, you might add some of these to your possible resolutions for this coming year. I shall improve my diet. I shall improve my breathing. I shall exercise more. I shall drink more water. I shall learn to stress less. I shall make more friends. I shall be more positive and mindful. I shall care for the planet more. I shall cut down on waste. I shall get out into nature more. Good luck with your resolutions.